Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
About Smooth Criminal and that song called Smooth Criminal with the tribute to Michael Jackson, and it's an amazing, amazing special called Unity. Unity is the brainchild of my in-studio guest today. This is Jackie Bertoni. Everybody, you're tuned into Jackie's Groove. It's a beautiful, beautiful, warm June 6th here in Southern California. Hey, guys. I want you to familiarize yourself with this amazing Latin artist, a Peruvian percussionist by the name of Tony Succar. We're going to talk in depth of what his background is all about and his love of Michael Jackson. And we're going to be playing quips of his music off the Unity album. Amazing. We're going to go through the artists, we're going to go through the songs, but what we're going to go through most importantly is the gentleman who's put it all together. So I want everybody to welcome with open ears and open arms my guest today on Jackie's Groove. Please welcome Tony Succar. Tony, brother, mi gente, ¿cómo está?
Well, thanks, Jackie, man. Pleasure to be here, first of all, and thank you so much for inviting me and, giving me the opportunity to speak to you, and I'm a fan of your show already, of course, and I'm excited to go on this journey with you today, man, so thanks again.
Oh, man, no, thank you. I got to tell you, as I told you, man, I'm a huge fan of Michael's, and I've been blessed to be surrounded by the Yo-Cats who have recorded with Michael and who've toured with Michael since his solo career, even prior to that on the Jacksons. And when I was made privy to this project called Unity, blown away, obsessed, for the lack of a better word, the songs, the arrangements, the complexity, the enormity of what it took to put this together. We're going to get into that heavier too. So, Tony, with that said, man, let's do something different here, other than the multitude of interviews that you've done that can be cookie cutter type and boring.
Right.
There's one thing about Jackie's Groove: we're not boring. We keep it real here. So, let's just delve into it, man. I mean, I'm talking to you right now. You're right outside of Miami. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. I'm actually in this part of Miami called Kendall, which is like on the southwest side. Lots of sun. Definitely super hot right now.
And is it? Are you in the studio or are you at home?
I'm actually at home, man. Just relaxing on a Monday. Usually Mondays are more chill, after a weekend of shows and gigs and stuff. So I'm just here at home. I have a home studio.
Likewise.
And it's where I usually do all my pre-production work and stuff, and my post-production stuff too.
It saves on the money, brother. It saves on the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how we have to roll these days,
I've engulfed myself with Unity, and I'm sure the majority of the people that are tuned in today know more about Unity than I know. So what I want you to do is I want to take a couple hours. I mean, how we're going to put this whole thing into 2 hours, that's going to blow by at rocket speed. We're going to do our damnedest, and we're going to try our best to educate people and to promote this project and to get it out to the limelight. We're going to talk about, I don't know, for the lack of a better word, the shun that you got from the Latin Grammys which I think is a travesty. But, that's what happens when you have a whole corporate full of gabachos that are dealing with the situation. So, and we'll get back into more of that, and we're going to get a petition signed, and we're going to get this brought to the forefront and get this the praise and the accolades that it deserves. So with that said, man, let's talk about this. Were you approached by a friend of yours years ago with regards to putting together a song called Thriller for a Halloween gathering at at Disney, I believe it was, or Universal? Go ahead and take over from here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had, back 2010, coming to October, which is Halloween, a year after Michael passed.
Right.
And there was an agent, a friend of mine by the name of Randy Singer, and he, during those days, I would play a lot at this place called Van Dyke Cafe, which was a landmark here in Miami Beach for jazz music and good music, good live music 7 nights a week. And so I got approached by him, and he told me, hey, man, we're going to be doing this Halloween party, and I want you to play the song Thriller, because they're going to do like this whole Thriller theme for celebration of Michael's life and stuff. Right. So I was, I kind of thought to myself, and I was like, man, instead of, since I am a Michael Jackson fan, instead of just playing it, regularly as another pop cover, as like any other band, I wanted to do like a special arrangement, just to add my flavor onto it. And that's sort of the whole idea of doing a whole tribute album, was just that one moment, because I was able to see how it special it merged, that right. his music with Latin music. It was sort of like I had to be put in that situation in order to actually dive into trying to do it, and then I was able to realize how good it sounded on my own, just doing the arrangement and then listening back in rehearsal and then seeing right. the people's reaction live. It was pretty awesome, man. It was pretty great, and after that, it just sort of became this 5-year journey, one thing leading to the next, but the end result being really, really great.
Hey, and dig this. What I loved about it, man, is what I read, and again, if I step out of line or if I'm wrong, just feel free to correct me. But I think it was that you said that you were performing the song Thriller, with your group, and the light went above your head, and you figured, hey, man, this is onto something big here. Maybe not just one song, but a compilation of all of Michael's music. Is that how it really turned out in your head?
Yeah, that's exactly right, man. It was like, it was just for that one night, but then after I saw the people, really dig the song so much and ask me like multiple times, like, hey, man, this sounds great. Like, you guys have a recorder or something? And I actually didn't have a recorder during that time, but it's like, wow, maybe we definitely are into something that's a lot bigger than what I think, because, I was just doing it for a regular gig. So that I definitely took the dive, to the next step in recording that one song, and then, that led to starting a Kickstarter campaign, because I definitely wanted to do something big. When anybody says Michael Jackson, in terms of the artistry and us musicians, the high respect that we have towards him, whatever we do in tribute to him always has to be above and beyond. So that's right. why I decided to do a Kickstarter campaign so I could record, at the best studios I could and hire the best guys, because that's what Michael's team would do. And, Quincy and Bruce and all of them, they're the best of the best. It was just the dream team, what they used to call them. So I just tried to make my own little dream team, and do the best that I could, for MJ, man.
Well, bravo, man, because I got to tell you, at your age, because right now you're 30 or turning 30, correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah, yes.
So man, you dove
30.
deep into this, man, at, 24, 25. I mean, at 24, 25, I was on the road, but I wasn't about to think about putting an orchestra together and play tribute to, the person who's basically painted the soundtracks of most of our lives, and That's just amazing. And as we go on to the sets, and Tony, if I interrupt you at all, it's just because we have a timer that's going to send us into commercials. Of course, God bless, someone's got to make money somewhere to do this.
Of course,
and when we do this, I'm going to go ahead and I'll interrupt you, and then we'll pick up where we left off. I'm older than you are, so when we come out of a segment, help me pick it up where we're at on the next segment itself, and make me look good if you'd be so kind. And and so we're gonna delve into it. We've got another minute left on this situation, and I'm going to talk about, the engineer who originally engineered the original Michael Jackson, the Thriller and Off the Wall album, Bruce Swedien, the abuelo, the grandfather in this industry, which is just amazing all the way around and what he's done. So, and you had the pleasure of hooking up with him also on this, and we're going to talk deeper into that. And so when we come back on the next segment number 2 on Jackie's Groove, we're going to pick it up where we left off, just talking about Tony's gathering of the Yo-Cats, the Salseros, that he put together for this beautiful, beautiful compilation called Unity, a Latin tribute to Michael Jackson. And we're going to talk about the PBS special, and we're going to bring people to the venue of how they can check it out. So with that said, man, don't go anywhere. Again, this is Jackie Bertoni. This is Jackie's Groove, and we're brought to you by the Intertalk Radio Network. And get this in your brain, man. We are the music industry insider. Nobody's doing what we're doing. So guys, stick around. There's so much more to go on. Get your dancing shoes on, man. Put some salt on that floor so you can sashay, because we've just started to click into this. So don't go anywhere. This is Jackie's Groove, Jackie Bertoni. We'll be right back after these short messages. You don't want to go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at which.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, which.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Man, I want you back, and you are back, man. This is Jackie Bertoni with Jackie's Groove. We're on a beautiful June 6th, and we're talking to my in-studio guest, Latin superstar, young cat, Peruvian percussionist. Looks Filipino to me, but we'll talk about that later. Please welcome back, everybody, with open arms, open ears. Please welcome back Tony Succar. Tony, that song makes me happy and makes me smile. That was a song that I grew up with, but that's the new version, salsified, with a beautiful, beautiful vocalist, the iconic Tito Nieves, and even Tito Jr. is on that also. Man, tell me what brought you to that song.
Well, man, when I was doing this whole project, I was always, thinking, like, what iconic song. I mean, the thing is that there's just so much repertoire when it comes to Michael Jackson. It's ridiculous. But I definitely wanted to include at least one or two songs, reminiscing on Michael when he was a kid, because he was a huge star, man, at the age of 7, 8, 9 years old. Like, it was pretty crazy. But so I Want You Back was one of those songs, man, that just always stood out, and even till today, DJs play it at the clubs.
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
It's just a great tune, man. So I wanted to definitely do that song, and I thought of Tito because of his vibe, his whole, like, and his power vocals, like
man.
He's just got some power, man, and he's got so much groove. So,
and his smile, man, his smile is bigger than life, and his whole the video that you guys shot for the making of that song, just his little ad libs that he throws in there, and even at the end when he points at the camera and does that Tito scream, man, I love you, Michael. Yeah. I mean, that was amazing. A really cool anecdote, man. One of my dear friends of mine, one of my old bosses, Donnie Osmond, back growing up, as a kid back in the 60s, we had two people. We had two groups. We had the Osmonds and we had the Jackson 5. And Donnie shared a story. He was on the road with the Osmond brothers on a world tour, and the song called Ben was brought to him. And the song made famous by Michael, but unfortunately, Donnie could not record the song because we weren't as mobile as we were today. So Donnie said, "You know what, man? Why don't you just go ahead and give that song to Michael? Let Michael record it." He looks at the camera or looks at the audience, and he looks right in and says, and right then they stop the music, and he goes, "I will never ever give a song away again," because that song turned out to be a huge hit. And to think about the two of them, Donny Osmond and Michael Jackson, simultaneously both having hits, worldwide hits, that were both about animals. Donnie was Puppy Love, and Michael Jackson was Ben. And so That's just crazy, man. I mean, the whole thing that Michael did, we knew Michael was going to be a star from the time we turned on Ed Sullivan. And this little brother that was up there, man, moving and shaking, and fronting his older brothers. It's just amazing, man. And, and again, as I said, I've been very, very privileged to hear the backstories, the real stories about Michael, not the tabloid shit that you hear and these devil-laden people who make these horrible, horrible claims, unsubstantiated claims, I should say. So they'll have to meet their maker and have an answer one of these days themselves. So with that said, on a more positive vibe, back to Unity. What a task that you took on doing this. I know that it takes a village to put something like this together, but brother, how many people did you get involved? I know you said you had to wait about 3.5 years to get the okay from the Jackson family.
Yeah, no, it was I didn't really know what I was getting into until I was already on the ship, man. And I'm the type of person that, if I do something, I just have to complete it, and you know what? At the end of the day, it was never a drag for me because I was just so passionate about the music, man. It was like this whole journey that it's been 5 years. It's felt like it's been less than a year in a way. I mean, yeah, it's taken a toll on my body with so many sleepless nights and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like I don't feel it. I don't feel like it's been like a sacrifice, although it has been, but it doesn't feel that way. It feels like it's just been fun. But yeah, man, I recorded over 100 musicians on the record, just the record alone, and multiple engineers, of course, the legend Bruce Houdin, but we've also brought in great engineers on the salsa side, guys like Carlos Alvarez, which, his credits go from, Julio Iglesias to Mark Anthony to, Prince Royce, all the current guys, and back, back then as well. I mean, it was great, and we recorded in multiple studios, right. Here in Miami and Orlando and in New York, obviously Bruce's place in Ocala, Texas, Puerto Rico, Peru. There was a lot of recording done, and then when it was everything was already completed, in terms of the record,
right?
I didn't even have the rights to release the record. I actually got a straight no from the publishers when I first approached them after the record was even done. Imagine you finishing a whole album, and you put heart, into completely and all of your resources and years of work, and then the publishers just tell you, hey, you can't release this because we're not going to grant you the licenses just because,
right?
This is just the way it is. So we're like, oh my gosh, that was devastating point in my career. I was like, oh my God. So I had to follow the procedure there with lawyers and attorneys and the whole, legal journey then. And it took about 2 years, of just obtaining those licenses finally, after writing a letter to the estate, me personally. I didn't have to really actually get in contact with the family at all, but it was right. Through the estate and through the publishing that it all ended up working out. But it was definitely a very big challenge.
Well, it goes back to the situation. Now, in this case, you cannot ask for forgiveness. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than just permission, because with the attorneys and that fact of the word music and business, that doesn't fly. So, yeah, those are the sleepless nights, that you've already had completed everything and you're ready to give it legs, but there's no shoes to walk on, but thankfully they move forward. And from what you know, is the Jackson family familiar with the project, and how deep are they into it? Are they giving you any feedback at all?
Actually, I've never been able to get in contact with them at all, man. I've always wanted to. There had been believe it or not, and I'll give you a little quick inside story here. But
take your time.
There was a moment where when I got the straight no's from the publishers, to release the album and everything, I got sort of frustrated, and it's sort of I had some fear, that I was like, man, I put all this time and effort into something that's never going to be able to, reach the public. And even my attorney was telling me, hey, look, Tony, don't even don't even sweat it. Look, like maybe try to release one song and then just keep this for later on. And, maybe down the road you can release one song at a time, like in various compilation albums or whatever that you do. But, it is what it is. So even my attorney was telling me, like, just, close the chapter and move on to your next thing already, and don't waste any more time. But I didn't want to give up, So I actually, like, just tried to hire, like, maybe, like, some independent consultants that people were, like, recommending, And then one of those guys, like, ended up charging me a lot of money, and it was kind of devastating. But,
right.
He was like, hey, look, I know the family, we're really close, and, I know Jermaine and Tito, we grew up together and playing and everything, and I can get them, I can get to Catherine, and I can speak to them, and I'm pretty sure they're going to love the project. And I was like, oh, man, that's great, I'm pretty sure that he was like, yeah, the licenses will come. Once they approve it, you're going to get all the licenses that you need. And I was like, okay, for sure, like, how can we get this done? He was like, yeah, no, I could do it, but, it's going to cost you X amount of dollars. And I was like, oh, my God.
How much, right?
So he charged me about $5,000, to get it to the family, to basically just send them, like, I guess a note or something. I don't know. Like, I ended up taking my money, man, and I never heard from him since, bro. And he'd like changed his phone number. He disappeared from the planet, bro. And that was like really like shocking to me that somebody would do such a thing. At the end of the day, I never obviously got to the family, but that whole situation put such a bad taste in my mouth. Was like, until I actually get to them like directly, I don't, the time will come, and I don't even, like, at this point, we already got the licenses. It's not about that even. For me, it's just about the fact that, hey, man, I did something, for a family member that, is super important to me and to the Latinos, and this is, I'd love for you to listen to it and see how much love we put into it just because we love Michael Jackson so much,
Tony, hang on to that. Hang on to that thought, brother. I'm going to finish up by saying what goes around comes around. So, everybody, stay tuned. We're going to pick this up because it's intriguing, man. We're going to be back with Tony Succar, my in-studio guest. This is Jackie Bertoni. You're tuned to Jackie's Groove. Man, get yourself a glass of soda. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the section 2 into 3. Stay tuned.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. amplify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Man, that's Michael Stewart on vocals, man, in a song called Blame It on the Boogie. In fact, when we get back into the situation, we're going to tell a little anecdote about Michael and this song. And guys, welcome back to segment number 3 on Jackie's Groove. This is Jackie Bertoni, and we're kicking back right now with my in-studio guest, Latin superstar, coolest dude on the planet, man, Young Cat. Please welcome back with open arms and open ears. This is Tony Succar. Tony, welcome back, brother.
Pleasure, man. It's been fun.
And man, let me just tell you, I love the bottom line on this, man. You know, Michael, he didn't even know that was a Michael Jackson song. He thought it was a Luis Miguel song, which is really, really funny, man. You know, and I just want to say it's really, really cool because, you know, all these cats that back up and have backed up Michael, I mean, the cats of the industry and people that have been up with Michael all the way to the very, very end on his early demise. You know, one of my dear friends of mine, his name is Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett. He was the quintessential drummer for Michael from the Jacksons all the way up to Michael's This Is It tour. And you know what, man? I'm a big fan of his. I had the opportunity to spend 3.5 hours with him in Las Vegas on a beautiful dinner. In fact, Tony, you know what, man? If you keep your fingers crossed right now and say a little prayer to Jesus Cristo, I want you to say hello to Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett. Jonathan, say hi to Tony. Tony, say hi to Jonathan.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Hey, it's such a pleasure, man. Wow, what a surprise, bro. Wow, what an honor to speak to you, man.
Pleasure, my honor is yeah, things going good?
Things are going fantastic, man, and now even better. You know, I'm able to speak to you. That's awesome.
It's a fun surprise for you. Yes, Jackie told me he wanted to surprise you, so I said, okay, that sounds good to me.
Oh, man, that's great. Well, you know, I'm such a fan, man, first of all, and, you know, thank you for being such an inspiration, you know, to me, and I'm sure to so many other musicians out there on the planet, man. So, you know, personally, I just want to thank you and for your contribution to music, man, in general. So thanks.
You're very welcome. But, you know, like you know, we all do this, got into it along with art and the craft and something that was in our spirit. And it just so happens that we get to be thankful for doing the things we love to do and we wanted to do. And it's very much appreciated. But it's always the gravitation towards the gravitational pull towards the art that we love and whatever instrument you play or whatever art you're into, whether it's graphic arts or music arts. You know, it's that gravitational pull from our souls and our spirits that causes us to do this and to become accomplished at it. And it just so happens people thank you for it, you know, and I just in return thank the fans and thank you yourself for appreciating what I do, what I spent time in my life developing and learning how to do and expressing myself. So, you know, I very much appreciate it.
And, you know, Foot, I want to jump in there for a quick second, Foot. Man, I want to thank you. Caprice and I want to thank you immensely for that beautiful dinner we had at Benihana in Las Vegas, man, and the stories that you shared with us about Michael. I mean, stories from the horse's mouth, and I'll be eternally grateful for you. And the listeners out there, Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett, please go online and check his legacy out with Michael Jackson and the Jacksons itself. And it's Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett, who's currently back on the road and back on tour with his band called Cameo. Word up, everybody. They're at a residency at the Westgate Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. So patronize our brother, man. Jonathan, I love you with all my heart, brother. Thank you so much. And, Tony, if I get the opportunity, I'm definitely going to get a chance to introduce the two of you together so you guys can put your arms out and give each other a big hug, man.
Oh, yeah, man, great.
You're very welcome, Jackie. It's a pleasure of mine to participate in this. And I also mention that we have a big interview coming up in August, right? Are we still on?
Yes,
for that?
baby. August 29th, we're going to be doing, Jonathan is extending his graciousness, and we're going to do a special broadcast and a tribute to Mr. Michael Jackson. So you guys, we'll be posting that throughout social media. Jonathan is definitely going to spearhead this with us. So who doesn't love Michael Jackson? So it's going to get a chance for Jackie's Groove Intertalk Radio to pay props to Mr. Michael Jackson. So, and Jonathan, thank you again, man. Sugarfoot, you are the man. You're the driving force behind Michael up to the very end of the day he left us. So we thank you. We thank you for your credit. We thank you for your talent, and we thank you for joining Tony and myself on Jackie's Groove.
Oh, you're welcome, Jackie, very much. And, Tony, thank you for supporting Michael and keeping his music alive and the things that you're doing, wonderful things you're doing, and breathing life into Michael. Every song played, every song spun, every word, lyric recited by the fans, every photograph posted, everything that's done to honor, and Michael keeps him alive. It's like breathing life. Each one of us are breathing, taking a breath for him. And every activity we do that honors him and that keeps him out there in the forefront of people's mind and the world. So, we all breathing for him. We're keeping him alive. He shall never die. So thank you, Tony, for supporting with your great, wonderful works.
Wow, man, thanks. And actually thank you, man, for those wonderful words. It motivates me personally, man, and I'm sure it motivates all of the other,
I love it,
fans that have been touched through his music, man. And, it's just all about keeping the legacy alive and just appreciating, man, with high respect and admiration, everything he left for us, man. So thanks again.
You're very welcome. And Jackie, the same. Likewise.
Thanks, brother. I love you, man. Much props, brother. We'll talk soon. We'll talk off the line.
Great. God bless you both.
God bless you.
God bless all the fans.
Surprise, surprise, Tony. Also, too, so that was the driving force of the live performances of Michael. But I'm also going to bring on another surprise, man. One of my dear friends and also fellow radio host who played the traps, the drums behind the hits, all the recorded beautiful songs. I want you to welcome onto my show right now Mr. Jonathan at J.R. Robinson. Please, John, say hi to Tony. Tony, say hi to John.
Hey, Jackie, this is Tino. We're getting him online right now. He disconnected, and we're going to get him right back on. So go ahead and continue on.
Well, I blew the thing, but we're going to come back, and we're going to bring him on here because, again, I said, Tony, the whole thing about Jackie's Groove is, man, was bringing all the Yo Cats together from the up-and-comers, man. So, I mean, you've already based your legacy on what you've done here, man, and you've given the listening audience, the fans of Michael Jackson, a new venue, a new avenue to trail down and enjoy his music, man. This Unity project has got legs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, salsa music, man, is what it's all about. I mean, I don't care if you've never danced salsa alone. How can you not shake that booty when that music kicks in? And we're going to talk more about the clave. We're going to talk about the heart and soul of all Latin music, as much as we want to talk about, 24/7 on this interview about Michael Jackson's tribute to Unity. We are going to talk more about the aesthetics of salsa music. So what'd you think of that little surprise with Sugarfoot, man?
Wow, man, that was incredible, man. I mean, now you got like best of both worlds for me right now, man. It's like crazy,
Well, they're paying respect, man, because the bottom line is, you're giving legs to something that you're keeping Michael in the forefront. As I said before, but Jonathan Sugarfoot, man, Jonathan was up to the last day with Michael.
Yeah,
Jonathan
man.
and Michael were best friends, man. They were brothers to the very end. And
wow.
We asked the question at dinner, where were you the day that Michael passed away? And when we come up on the next segment, because it's too much to talk about right now, when we heard of what happened, I guess the question is, where were you? Where was Tony Succar the day that Michael Jackson passed away? I know where we were
I know where Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett was. All these brothers, man, they're leaving us too soon. We have to understand an important factor. These guys have multi-platinum albums on the wall. They don't have a medical degree. And so administering these kind of these drugs, like we lost Prince just recently from opioids, it's horrible, man. We've got to put the best foot forward. We've got to keep the younger generation to know that we got to stay away from drugs, albeit illegal or pharmaceutical, man. There's other ways out to sit there and feed the soul and to keep yourself healthy. And we're losing them one after the other. I'm not sure what's going on, man. They say that the band in heaven is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And Brother Tony, I hope to God they're not looking for a young timbalero or an older conga player anytime soon, man.
No, I know what you're saying, man. I don't know what's going on, man. I mean, obviously time passes and we all get older and everything, but... Wait,
I want you to hold on for 1 second itself. Tino, is JR there? Can you just bring JR on real quick?
Hey.
There's a JR. Say hi to Tony. Tony, say hi to JR.
Hey, Tony,
Wow.
What is up, man?
Hey, I'm great, man. How are you? It's actually a extreme pleasure and honor, man, to speak to you. I mean, I was speaking to Bruce Surdine about you like a lot when I first met him because I'm such a fan of yours, and I know you guys work together. And it's. I mean, what can I say, man? I'm a huge fan, first of all, of your playing and of everything. But man, I've heard such great stories of also, how humble you are and how extreme. Great person you are, man. So it's an honor, and I'm humbled to speak to you over the phone, man. What a great surprise.
Well, Tony, man, the feeling's mutual, and I kind of tuned in a little bit at the end here and heard what you guys were talking about, and I did this morbid thing, and I almost look at it as maybe it's like a really slow motion rapture going down,
Johnny, I'm going to lose you here. I hate to interrupt, brother, but I'm going to lose you. There's the music in the background. You know how it works.
I got to go on stage right now anyway. I love you guys.
Dude, I love you too, brother. Thank you so much. Guys, stay tuned for segment number 4 out of 8 segments with my in-studio guest, Tony Succar, Latin superstar. We'll be right back on segment number 4. Don't go anywhere. This is Jackie Bertoni on Jackie's Groove. It's getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Surprise.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear. Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit mozeguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Let me just tell you something, man. Billie Jean is not my lover, but I'll tell you what, Tony Succar is my in-studio guest, and that is as real as it's going to get. That song blows me out of the water. That was the first song I was introduced Tony Succar and Unity to, and it's ridiculous, people. Do yourselves a favor. Go on to YouTube, man. Again, type in Tony, S-U-C-C-A-R, and Unity, the Unity Tribute, and be amazed, man. Be amazed. And go out and patronize this, man. Go on to iTunes. Go on to anywhere you can buy music and pick this album up. It is ridiculous. And if you missed the last two segments, you're going to pick it up on archives because we had call in the patriarch of Michael Jackson's drumming, Mr. Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett, surprised the living hell out of Tony, and then could have had a little more time with John J.R. Robinson, who's the drummer in the studio behind the hits. But J.R. is on tour right now, and he just took a quick break to jump on that. And before I get back here with Tony, let me do a little bit of business, man. You know, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and making Jackie's Groove this worldwide hit. You know, we knew it was going to be successful. We had no clue whatsoever. And we are brought to you by the Intertalk Radio Network, your music industry insider. Hey, and you guys do yourselves a favor also. My favorite four-letter word is free. I scared you there, didn't I? The word free means go on to Apple Store or Google Play Android and download our easy-to-use and navigate application. 2 words. Intertalk is the first word. Radio is the second word. You can take Intertalk Radio and its multitude of shows, and more importantly, take Jackie's Groove everywhere you can and just enjoy the vibe, enjoy the groove. And I also want to take a couple seconds out to say thank you to our sponsors who keep this crazy ship afloat. Sponsors like Pitbull Audio, Calvin Lee and the Crazy Crew at pitbullaudio.com, where they just want you to play it loud. And our friends at SIR, Studio Instrument Rentals, the worldwide leader in backline and rehearsal studios. I'm sure you've used them before, Tony. I know I've used them more times than not.
Yeah, of course, man.
You can visit them at sir-usa.com. And 2 sponsors that I'm extremely biased to, my people that lace my stage in my studio. First off, the people who handle handles my wood. How does that sound? Vader Percussion, who handles all my drumsticks. I'm highly, highly proud and going on 20 years with these people. And then my boys, all my dear family friends at LP Music Group. And that's lpmusic.com. I'm celebrating 26 years with us. And our newest sponsor coming aboard is DW Drums. And Dom Lombardi and John Good and the family, man. So we're growing by leaps and bounds. So with that said, I dropped 20 pounds on that introduction. Let's get back in the meat. Let's get back in the meat of what we're all about here. Let me just tell you something. Tony Succar, he put together this ensemble of crazy, crazy players. And I'm going to read it off for a second, Tony. I'm going to patronize you one more second here because I did do my notes. And then I'm going to ask a story behind each one of these. These amazing, amazing musicians that actually grace the stage of Unity. They are amazing. I'm just going to run through this. We've got I Want You Back, which we heard earlier, sung by Tito Nieves and also Tito Nieves Jr. Also Billie Jean, which you just heard, and an amazing vocalist by the name of Sean Rodriguez. And this kid he's channeled Michael's voice. It's crazy. And Man in the Mirror, one of my favorite songs by Kevin Ceballo, a great, great vocalist. And also Que Ser No Mas Amas, which is Blame It on the Boogie from Michael Stewart. And also Earth Song by India, one of the most amazing songs. To go on, Human Nature, sung live by Sean Rodriguez and also recorded by John Succar. Remember John, everybody? Amazing voice. And also Jennifer Peña and Obie Bermudez. En Todo Mi Amor Es Tu. It is amazing, the song. Black and White, Black or White, Kevin Ceballo. Smooth Criminal by Sean Rodriguez. They Don't Care About Us by Kevin Ceballo. That's actually intense. And Thriller by Kevin Ceballo. And You Are Not Alone, Tito Nieves and Tito Nieves Jr. Wow. I mean, what a load up itself. And, and also one more little surprise. I mean, this is something I want to do. But, I talk about Sean Rodriguez, this amazing voice. This kid is channeled in Michael Jackson. Do me a favor, Tony, say hi to Sean. You know this cat. Sean, say hi to Tony.
Oh, Sean's on the line.
What's up?
Yo,
how you doing, Tony?
That's my boy.
What's good, my brother?
Everything is great, man. Always a
Everything's
pleasure,
good. What's
man.
up, Jackie? How are you, man? Thanks for having
man,
me
you know what?
on.
We're having a good time, man. If you've been listening, man, I surprised Tony by bringing Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett online and also John J.R. Robinson. So Tony's kind of bouncing off the walls right now, so it's a good thing.
Wow, dude, that real MJ sound, huh? The creators.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Just that whole vibe of Bruce Swedin, who was on John's show 2 weeks ago. The abuelo, the man that put his fingers on that board that made these hits the hits that they are, and then also brought those fingers over to Unity, which is crazy also. So
it's amazing, man. That was amazing that happened.
I love your voice, brother. I love the vibe. I love your presence, man.
Thank you.
I'm still on the wall and on the fence. Who do I like more on Human Nature, John, or do I like Sean? I mean, it's like it's the same song but two different
flavors,
vibes.
Man, it depends what kind of flavor you're into that day, But it's John did a great job too. John's the guy. He did an amazing job. I'm a big fan. I grew up listening to those voices, man. You know what I'm saying? Those big voices. So it's really cool for me to add my twist to it, and give it a whole nother, flavor to it. But he did a great job too, man.
Hey, brother boy, I can't thank you enough. Again, I'm looking at this wonderful thing called a timer here. It's a thing that counts down and tells me that if I'm overrunning things, man, we can also bring you back. We're going to have a little bit of an extended break between segment 4 and 5. And you believe it or not, we're already past the first hour of a 2-hour interview, and we haven't even scratched the surface yet on the music that's got to do with Unity, the tribute to Latin tribute to Michael Jackson. And Sean, why don't you hang off a little bit, man? That we'll hang up and we'll call you back and kind of give you some more of a vibe on what's going on. So if you have some time, come back.
You guys can just ring me back, man. I'm actually in the studio as we speak.
Perfect.
Always working on so. But I'll be more than happy to jump back on, man. And
all right, kids. All right, man. Don't go anywhere. Right. This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove with the in-studio guest Tony Succar. Stepping out of segment 4 into segment 5, a little bit longer break to do a little bit of business. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Grab a sandwich. Grab a chalupa.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs. Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at which.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, which.com.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Sunrise, what about rain? What about all the things that you said we were to gain? What about killing fields there a time? What about all the things that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the blood we've shed before? Did you ever stop to notice this wide earth, this weeping
Earth song, man, a beautiful voice of this chica linda by the name of India. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rendition of this song. In fact, the video of this wave of musicians that are playing with this, and her in the vocal booth, and along with people playing the harp and so on. It's enticing. Hey guys, welcome back to segment number 5. These past the 1 hour show. And to second hour with my in-studio guest. Man, I'm spinning off the walls. I don't know if it's the coffee that my boy Paul made for me earlier or the fact of all the call-in guests, man. You know, my in-studio guest, this young cat is ridiculous, man. Tony Succar, Peruvian percussionist, young buck, surrounding himself and being talking to old guys like me and John J.R. Robinson and also John the Sugarfoot Moffat. Man, you know what? They call in, man, not just because of the fact that they're my friends, but they also believe in your project, brother. You know, and again, I'm blown away. I'm reading on the break about all this stuff, and I'm going to ask you a question because I had some people asking me. My phones have been blowing up here and in corporate, man. People are really, really digging the situation, and this show is going to be it's going to be amazing as you listen back to it when you get it back in the archive. Hey, I'm going to ask you this question, brother. How did you go? What was the process that you went through to choose the songs of Michael? Because these 14 songs, I mean, that's only a scratch of what Michael has put out. So when you chose the songs, how did you come up with the artist that you wanted to sing on that song? I'm curious.
Wow, yeah, that's a very interesting question. First, but the way it happened was sort of like God put the pieces together in a way for me. It was kind of hard to explain. Like, for example, like when I first was recording this project, first of all, off the bat, like I knew the artist sort of that I wanted to have on the record, but I didn't have a way to contact them because I was still in school. Like I had no contacts whatsoever in the industry. That's crazy. You know, so I had no idea how I was going to get to like a John Succar or a Tito Nieves or India. I had never even played with them. Nonetheless, I had only seen them like buying a ticket to go to their concert. You know what I mean? Like that's it. So I had like no way of reaching them. So
right.
First, like choosing the repertoire, like choosing the songs, it was a lot of listening back to Michael's whole catalog. Like, you know, I have everything obviously, so I would listen to his music every day, and I would put it on shuffle mode, and then I made like a sort of an A-list of the songs that I really truly liked and that really resonated in my heart. You know, and then that list was super long, obviously. It was like too many songs. So then after that, I tried to sort of have sort of a line of connection between the songs, and in terms of message. So I try to choose songs like Black or White, like Earth Song, Man in the Mirror, songs that had a really strong message, because I did want it to. That at the end of the day is something that stuck out from Michael Jackson to me personally. You know, it's like I love Michael not only because of his musicality, his way of being such an extraordinary singer and entertainer, but also the humanitarian side of him, and what he actually wanted for the world. So that's why I chose those songs that have that sort of underlining message of love and unity. But then I also wanted to include my top favorites, personal favorites, like I Want You Back, Blame It on the Boogie, songs like Billie Jean, Smooth Criminal, songs that are like really high energy. Then that's how I chose those. But then like choosing the artist was like, man, I literally went on Google and I I went to TitoNieves.com and like just sent an email like to try to get him on the record and have him listen to the music, and went through management. And at the end of the day, the email never really got to him. So after like 3 months of trying and even with India and everybody else, I sort of like threw the towel in a way. And the only artist that I did know locally here was Kevin Cervallo, because he was a friend of mine. Right. And initially, like after I gave up like trying to reach other artists, I was going to do it all with him. But one day we were in the studio and we were just hanging out, like just recording background vocals and stuff for one of the songs. And then some guy comes in the studio and he was like, "Hey man, like this sounds really good." Like, and he was just like, just listening to what we were doing. And then he kind of asked a question. He was like, "Hey, so who's going to sing these songs?" And I told him what was going on. And he personally knew Tito Nieves like as a friend. So he was like, "Hey man, if you want, I can give him a call and make sure that the song gets to him so he can listen to it. I'm sure that he's going to dig it. I wouldn't know why he wouldn't respond."
Right.
So that's what happened. And then, bro, I sent him the song, and he called him on the phone right there. And then his wife picked up, and she opened up the email, and she fell in love with the track, called Tito over. He fell in love with it. He called me, and then it was sort of like a crazy connection after that. And then he was the one who actually called Jean Rodriguez to be on the record. He was like, "Man, you got to listen to this guy, Jean." And he called he called India. And then it was sort of like a domino effect, and we started getting all these artists that want to be a part of it.
Right.
And then it was all for the love, man, that's why I said it was God, because every time I would get an artist that would want to be involved, I would kind of choose a song for that artist. So I would say, "Oh, India would sing this song really well,"
right.
And that's why I gave her Earth Song. But the songs were already done, like all the arrangements. It was pretty crazy, man. It was like everybody that wanted to be on the record had like a perfect song for their vocal range and their style.
It's amazing because I'm sitting here and I'm smiling because I know what it takes to get me into the studio dollar-wise. I mean, if you're a fledgling artist, of course, I go in, I pay it forward, and if you are a multi-million-dollar record company, you're going to definitely pay me for my services. I mean, I've earned that over 30 years in the industry, and most people, Tony, that they go through the expense of getting some nice business cards, made up itself. Let me just tell you, you went the long way around, brother. You spent tens of thousands of dollars, man, to introduce yourself to people itself. So, now that your name is out there, I think you can save a little bit of money and gain all that extra respect itself, from having to go through those serious digits. I want to tell you real quick. Sean, are you there, brother?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
Hey, man, and let me ask you a question. Again, everybody, Sean Rodriguez again, man, the voice of Unity. Man, which song did you record first on this album?
I did Billie Jean, man. Billie Jean was the first song that I recorded. Like Tony mentioned, I was called by Tito and his wife at the time, and they kind of they told me about this guy Tony Succar and these arrangements. And at first, just like anybody else, thinks it's pretty crazy to envision and hear these Michael songs, in salsa and clave and I remember I was at my house. They emailed me the song right then and there, and I kid you not, I listened to maybe like 30 seconds into it, and I called them right back, and I was like, wow, like I'm blown away. I want to be a part of this. Like, when do I record? You know what I'm saying? Like it was that instant. It just hit me right away. But yeah, Billie Jean was the first one. Smooth Criminal came later on, and it was just like an added bonus for me, because I thought it was just I was happy enough just singing Billie Jean and being involved on the record, working with Tony, and just being a part of an MJ legacy, period, and then Smooth Criminal came later on, and Tony kind of kept it like a little bit under wraps, and he was like, "Yo, I'm working on something like just for you, and it's like catered and custom made." Right. I was like, "Bro, I can't wait." And that's when Smooth Criminal came along, and it was just like another magical moment in the studio,
It's so trippy. My legacy is with the Beach Boys and Brian Wilson. And about probably 10 years ago, there was Dave Grusin released an album. It's a tribute to Brian Wilson, and they did a great Beach Boy cover called "Don't Worry, Baby," and it had on Dave Grusin. It had on Wilfredo Reyes on drums, and it was definitely a salsa overtone. So it was that was 10 years ago. And it was amazing. Again, you can put a polka to salsa and make it happen. At least that's what I found out. You guys, you know what? And Sean, I don't want to inundate you. I know you're in the studio, man, but I want you to come back with us on the next segment if you wouldn't mind.
Man,
because
Okay.
a couple things I want to ask you. You can definitely help out Tony and myself, because I want to get into the aesthetics of how you approached each song, and versus how Michael approached the song, and of course what you thought about Tony's arrangement. So when we come out of segment number 5, going into segment 6, this is blowing by, guys. Excuse me, did I say blowing by? We're going to be back in studio with my in-studio guest, Tony Succar, and also Sean Rodriguez, the voice. It was beautiful voice to the soundtrack.
Thank you.
Unity, a tribute to Michael Jackson. We'll be right back after this quick break, going in from segment number 5 into segment 6. Don't go anywhere, man. We'll be right back. It's Margarita time.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs. Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Man, they may not care about us, man, but I'll tell you what people are doing. They're loving my interview today with my in-studio guest, Tony Succar, and a special guest, Sean Rodriguez. Hey, man, I want to jump right back into this. That was Kevin Ceballo on vocals that way. It was definitely smoking. I started talking on the last segment. We're on the segment 6, and this is Jackie Bertoni on Jackie's Groove. And before I go on, I wanted to say one thing. Please, after this show is over with, stay in tune, because I'm bringing my dear friend of mine, Ray Green, who was the vocalist for Tower of Power for a few years, and now he is fronting Santana. He's going to be my next guest from 2 to 4 on Jackie's Groove, so stick around. And then after my show ends on 4 o'clock, stick around for my buddy Tim Dolbear from Sound Experience. It's all about the studio and what it takes to make the hits in the studio. You want to check this out, guys. It's definitely a gearhead situation, something that makes all the sense in the world. So with that said, let's go back for a second. Let's talk about what we left off with in the studio. Sean, when you listen to these tunes, I hate to sound like The Voice or American Idol or America's Got Talent when someone says, I just want you to make the song. I want you to make it your song. Well, look, at the bottom line is it's not your song. It's it's Michael's song. It's Michael's music. So what did you do to pay homage to Michael's talents, but also bring in your vibe? Tell us about that.
Hey, Jackie, you just disconnected, so we're going to bring him right back, brother.
Okay, are we still on with Tony?
Tony's there.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect. All right, Tony. Well, so we'll pick that up, man. So when you went back in, not to make it your own, but obviously when you're going from R&B and you're going into the situation with again, the phone ringing off the hook because people want to know. When you went back in, how did you stay true to form when we're not talking apples to apples here? It's definitely apples to oranges. What was going through your mind about how you were going to keep it recognizable at the same time to bring in the new flavor of salsa in? What was your process with that?
Yeah, well, the whole trick here, and I think what's different, because salsa covers to pop songs or any other type of genre of music has been done before. But I think what makes my album a little bit different and my approach completely different from what I had heard before was the care for the original essence of the original Michael's music. Like having to listen to the melody and change it and put the clave in and change the rhythmic elements is something you need to do. But as far as like understanding the true essence of Michael's productions, which was, his initial, his sonic sound, so the way stuff was recorded, also like the synthesizers and the guitars and all of those elements that make up, the essence, the true essence of Michael's music was left untouched. I had to recreate them basically, so I would not only use Latino musicians recording, but I would also get, guys that were familiar with the 80s synth sounds, and can bring in the Prophet 5 and the Junos and all of these synths, and all these sounds and then sort of cross them over, So it was like there's a fine line between, sounding too pop and too much to the original or too salsa and like forgetting about the original stuff. So that I tried to find that one fine line in between so it's a good balance, and then you can get that full, it's like, wow, it brought me to Michael Jackson, but it also took me somewhere else,
Right. I was checking out your remake of what you did to Uptown Funk, and I mean, how you make that song any more funky? Again, people, go on to YouTube, Tony Succar, Uptown Funk. You didn't think it could get any funkier, but let me just tell you, it did. And Tony, let me ask you a question. You're a percussionist. We know that. I'm a percussionist. And we're considered, oddly enough, not by Southern musicians, but engineers like Bruce Swedien and so on, that drummers and percussionists usually make the best engineers because we're hearing things that guitar players, drummers, keyboardists, bassists don't really hear. At least that's what I've been told. So with that said, with all of your prowessness when it comes to percussion, did you write the parts, the guitar parts, the solos, if you will? Or was that for the actual musicians that you hired? Did they write their own parts?
Yeah, no. Everything was, all arranged and pre-orchestrated. Like, I did those. You know, I studied orchestration and
right.
jazz writing, you know, at school. That's sort of my, you know, a lot of people know me as a percussionist, obviously, because that's the stuff that I play live. But I was heavily influenced as a teenager and as a young buck by Tito Puente, you know, and I always idolized him because of not only his playing, but because he was an arranger and a great orchestrator and mastermind musician. You know, he played saxophone, played vibes, played piano. And a lot of people didn't even know, but he played piano on a lot of his records, his own records too, you know. So I always wanted to be like him, you know, and I spent a lot of my time, you know, extra time that obviously you have to spend in the practice room, not only practicing your instrument, but practicing other instruments as well. And so when I created this record, man, like everything was sort of pre-thought a million times before going to the studio. And that's why it sort of sounds that way too. Like every note is like there for a reason, you know. It's kind of like it was very detail oriented.
Yeah, man. You know, I think a couple of months ago, I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I actually interviewed Tito Puente Jr. And
oh, cool.
Yeah, man, it was definitely cool because I just going back, you know, kind of like paying homage to his father, who was the patriarch of the percussion industry. I don't know any percussionist that wasn't touched by Tito Sr. I mean, you know, he was the master. I mean, the things that he did, along with Wilfredo Reyes Sr. You know, the business back then was different. These guys, at their young age, used to come off of a plane onto a bus directly into a venue, and they would be doing 2 to 3 shows a night. And I'm going to be honored because I just interviewed Danny de los Reyes, or Danny Reyes, with Zach Brown. And of course, his lineage goes back to Don Henley and Earth, Wind and Fire and Stevie Nicks and such. We were with him on Saturday, and he said, "Hey, man, will you do me a favor?" And I said, "What, Danny?" He goes, "Would you interview my father? You know, my dad's 84 years old, and when Papa's gone, his history goes with him." So, you know, basically he said, you know, can you talk to Dad and have Dad share his story? And I said, man, please. You know, I'm not going to take a chance of losing him like we did with Tito back in 2000. You can only get hearsay and anecdotes to go with it. So if you can get it from the horse's mouth, that's great. And the stories that were told to me by Tito Jr., man, who basically looks like his father, man. You know, Tito's an entertainer, man. You know, he's a great timbale player, but first and foremost, he is a player. He's an entertainer like his dad was, man. So, you know, and that's the whole vibe. You know, and I'm listening to all the songs now. Let me just tell you, the difference between me and you are a salsero. You're a true percussionist. I'm not saying that I'm not a percussionist, but I'm a pop percussionist. You know, I'm like the Ray Islases. I'm like the Lenny Castros, the Luis Contes and stuff that are hired for all different genres of music. Not saying that you're not. But the fact of the matter is, I'm listening to these tracks right now, like, you know, Earth Song and other tunes, and, you know, other than the clave and the timbales and the bongo and the congas and the cajon. That sounds pretty good for an Italian, right? The vibe, man, like, you know, even with like the shakers and the shakere and so on. But I'm hearing, just as a pop player, there's so much room there, man. I'm thinking to myself, I'm sitting there at night listening to it in my headphones, going, oh, man, I would have put some, you know, finger cymbals here. I would have put some bells here. You know, I would have put some, you know, some whistle here and so on. So it's like always it's that adding in situation. So basically what I'm saying, the next time you do something, man, you got all these hardcore salseros, call this Italian guy who's hired for the industry for his color. I want to add that to this stuff,
sure,
man, because it's beautiful, man. You know, I just dig the whole vibe period with Unity. And, you know, and again, too, going back, I love the video you guys did with Sirius XM. Very, very cool.
Yeah, that was a crazy. Actually, those videos have gone viral, man.
Man.
John really killed it, man. John killed those songs, man.
Ridiculous, you know, and that whole vibe itself. And then the PBS special, which actually John Robinson, he's familiar with you because of that. And when he found out that you were going to be on the show, man, he says, hey, man, he goes, I'm in the middle right now. He's doing a thing at the Hollywood Bowl for the Little Mermaid with the 75-piece orchestra. And he was going to call and spend more time with us, but Andrea Bocelli played last night, so they had to strike the stage of 75 people. They had to reset it up again today, and they had to go back to another sound check. That's why John was very, very limited. For the listeners out there, I hope this is not boring. But again, my whole premise of this show is taking you behind the velvet rope. So what I'm going to do right now, coming out of segment 6 into segment 7, we're going to continue on with my in-studio guest, Mr. Tony Succar,
and his award-winning, beautiful, beautiful special called Unity, a Latin tribute to Michael Jackson. I keep forgetting the word Latin in there. We're going to talk more about it coming into segment 7. We're going to talk more about Tony and how you can find Tony and what Tony's got coming up, what's on his plate next. So do yourselves a favor, people. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on segment 7 on Jackie's Groove. This is Jackie Bertoni from the Intertalk Radio Network. Don't go anywhere, man. There's that music. By the way, that is me on that music, along with Tino and Paul. Stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs. Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Deseos de vivir junto a ti por siempre, tu amor es mi suerte. Tu voz me llama, tú eres quien gana en mi corazón, porque me has dado algo sagrado con tu pasión. Oh, me conoces bien y sabes también que no puedo vivir sin tu amor. Y cuando no estás, no hay felicidad. Mi vida no es vida si tú te vas. Todo mi amor eres tú. Todo mi amor eres tú. Cuando no estás, no hay quien me da lo que das tú. Pues todo mi amor eres tú.
Beautiful man. Todo mi amor eres tú.
I Can't Stop Loving You, sung by Jennifer Peña and Obie Bermudez. Man, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. A bolero, again, a mainstay in Latin music, along with the clave, man. It's one of my favorite songs on Unity, brought to you by my in-studio guest today, Tony Succar. Tony, welcome back, man.
Thanks, brother.
We're blowing by, man. We're blowing by at record speed here. I started talking before because Sean had to go back into a session where we're stealing his time, but he's enjoying it. He's going to be back. He's back on the line now. Sean, are you there?
I'm on here. What's up, fellas?
Hey, I asked Tony this before we took a break. Without having, with paying homage to Michael and everything else, and as I said, like with America's Got Talent and The Voice and American Idol, that tune that makes, or that saying that makes me sick to my stomach is, you really, really made it your own. And as I said to Tony, these songs aren't your own. They're Michael Jackson songs. So when you went in the studio, and with that in mind, I mean, you were still Bichon Rodriguez, man. So how did you put your spin on something that is the mainstay of American music and keeping it true to form, but also giving that Latin flavor to it? What was your process?
Man, I mean, that's a really good question. It was kind of one of those things where it was very delicate, because you're talking about MJ songs, which everybody's going to compare,
right,
the real vocal to, so it's. But I think honestly, the trick to me personally was just to stay true to me, because I think what made it easier for me was the fact that I was born in Puerto Rico. I'm a Latin, Puerto Rican guy, but I was raised in the U.S., man. I was raised in between Orlando and L.A. and New York, and I really have this beautiful fusion in my heart of like Latin music and Anglo music. And I grew up, as MJ being one of my idols. I mean, the first ever talent show that I ever competed on was to an MJ song, back in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was just not forcing it and just feeling it more. You know what I'm saying?
What song was that?
We were pretty specific and delicate, like that we did want to keep certain ad-libs and certain things in the songs, because they were just that important in the tune, and we didn't want to lose that essence. But at the same time, I went and did like my ad-libs and my little, soulful flavor, delivery to the tunes to make it mine, So I think it was a group effort too, having Tony there in the studio. Tony's somebody that obviously sees very transparent and very clear of what this project is and where it's supposed to be. So whenever I was a little off or something, Tony was right there to be like, "Hey, man, let's try this too." You know what I'm saying? So it was also had a group effort. But man, I think it was
it takes a village, brother.
It, huh? Yeah, man.
And I'm going to give you a chance to be honest right now. I'm going to interrupt you here real quick because I know when I was in the studio with Brian Wilson, you're talking about going in with the genius and think about the fear that I was dealing with when the man sat behind the board and I'm playing homage to his music. So with that said, when you're sitting there playing homage to Michael's music, but you're recording in front of Tony, was Tony, and be honest, man, was Tony an easy cat to work with, or did he have his thumb on you?
Bro, Tony's very difficult. No, Tony.
Sorry about that, Tony.
Honestly, man, one of the best things about this project, and this goes all around, not only in the studio, but live shows, it's that the energy, man, and you can tell, people that were involved, from musicians that lended their time, everybody just wanted to be a part of this project because it was that good, and so there was just a great vibe all around and good energy, and that's how it was in the studio. And I'm not just saying that honestly. I know it sounds kind of cliche and stuff, but it's the honest truth. Me and Tony have a great connection. I think we understand. I think he respects me. You know what I'm saying, and what I do, and I respect what he does. And that's it.
You did the majority of the songs on there, and I want to jump in here and ask you this question. I have a little bit of a delay right now because of the three-way. Not the kind of three-way that I was looking for, but we'll talk about that later. Hey, with that said,
when you with this village that recorded this album, when you guys are touring, I know Tony had told me before, there's times on larger venues you bring a trap set drummer. If not, then I see Tony playing it with more of a kick pedal and then maybe a side snare. So on the gigs that don't afford or lend themselves to bringing the crew of singers, I'm going to assume the fact that you're on most of the gigs, and if you are, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you covering the songs that Kevin's singing on if he's not there? Are you covering the songs that the artists that recorded aren't there? Are you doing it for them?
You know, I am one of the main singers, but actually Kevin, up to this point, he's been involved, and it's usually me and Kevin that go out. You know, so I have covered, John Secadas and Obie Bermudez, but Kevin's, he's actually been present so far at every show. So he's, so I haven't done any of Kevin's songs. You know,
Who's singing? Who's singing? I Want You Back.
I want you.
Yeah, when you're live.
Go ahead.
No, well, I Want You Back has been done different by several, people. When we did the PBS special, we had Angel Lopez did it.
Right.
Lately, we have one of the background singers who's actually a great performer, great energy, great vocalist, Fernando. He's been doing a lot of justice to the song, and lately we've been giving it to him, and he's been killing it. He's been doing a great job with it. So that one has bounced around through a couple of different vocals. Michael Stewart has done it as well, right? Did Michael do it, Tony?
Yeah, Michael did it once in the Ravinia.
Yeah, so that one has bounced around a few between singers, but I personally have never sang that one live.
Let me tell you, I'm a happily married man of 33 years to a gorgeous Italian woman, but I'm going to tell you something out of due respect. The background singer with you, the female, she is firme, man. She is fine. Tell me about this girl.
Maribel is a sweetheart, man. Like, she's like a sister to me, so it's kind of... Tony knows her. I met her through Tony.
Right.
But she's solid, man. She's somebody that's very, very reliable, very
Absolutely.
grounded all around. She's somebody that you do want in the group. She can pick up where somebody leaves off. She's a great vocalist as well. She's all around. She's great, man. She's been a great addition to the whole Unity project, and Tony knows her more than I do. So if you want to talk about Maribel, Tony, go ahead.
I think you jumped in there because not only is she a visual pleasure to look at, but her voice is angelic, man. She's got that vibe, and when you guys, when the coro comes in and they all start dancing, that shit is magical to me, man. Because you know why? That happens when you're feeling it. Like on the Sirius XM video, how in the hell you guys sat down and and play to this was beyond me, man. Because it was crazy, and just the overall mix was clean and clear. But I love the video. I love the video when you guys played when Sheila came and jumped on stage with you. And, that was absolutely ridiculous. And also, guys, I want to take a couple seconds. I don't know if you know, but Sheila had a very bad situation last night. His Juan Escovedo's family member got in a bad accident, and he's bleeding from his brain right now. So Sheila was going to come join us, guys. I didn't want to, break that, but kind of throw the prayer warriors out there. And she wouldn't have missed this gig, but we're going to throw the prayers out there. Because obviously, families first. So throw a positive vibe out there for Juan Escovedo's family, man. Please.
Wow, I did not know that. Wow. Man. Yeah, definitely prayers for the family and
yeah, man.
Wow.
And on the other side note, we're going to pick this up again. And I can't believe it. We're going to be getting out of segment 7. We're coming into the last segment, so this is where we're going to start doing some more promotion that we've done and where we're going to find you and Sean. So with that question also, too, I want to talk about the Sheila E. Glamorous Life Cruise on February 10th through the 13th. Trust me when I tell you, my culo is going to be on that ship, man, because you've got my compadre, you've got my, my mi gente George Lopez on this vibe. We've got Tony Succar. Are you on that gig also, Sean?
Yeah, man. Yo, that one I'm definitely not missing. Come on now. No, I'm on it. I'm excited about that one. I got my bathing suit trunks already ready for that one.
Everybody I've talked to, I say, man, you got to go to Sheila E's website or whatever it is. She's blanket all over social media. How in the hell can that not be fun? I mean, just to sit around the stage and watch girls dancing salsa, man. That That's ridiculous. We're going to pick a little bit more of that up when we come to the scene, because I want to know more about that, and you can tell people how to get a hold of that situation and what the cutoff dates are, et cetera, et cetera. So when we kind of trail out of segment number 7 with my in-studio guest, Tony Succar, coming into segment 8, Sean, you want to hang out? If you can. If you don't, the studio will let me know you had to run away. And we'll be right back on segment 8. This is Jackie Bertoni and Jackie's Groove with my in-studio guests, Tony Succar and Sean Rodriguez. You guys don't go anywhere, man. This is a blast.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a blast, man. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to bring my CEO on. He's going to say hello to you and thank you personally. Guys, don't go anywhere. Right back after these short messages. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Try to scream.
Yeah, I'm sitting here right now in the studio, and I'm making myself laugh because I had this crazy thought about the video that could have been done on Thriller in the salsa form, looking at all these zombies dancing to salsa and having their body parts flying off because they're moving too fast. I got to tell you, I mean, it was funny in my mind. I hope it translates funny to your mind. Guys, welcome back to Jackie's Groove. This is Jackie Bertoni. You are tuned into the Intertalk Radio Network, where we are definitely your music insider. You know, we're pretty excited, man, or very excited with my in-studio guest today, Tony Succar and also Sean Rodriguez. And we're really excited because we just found out that we, the Intertalk Radio and Jackie's Groove and John Robinson's show, The Vinyl Night, we're going live this coming Wednesday from LP Music Group and DW Drums. They're paying host to us, our new sponsor, so we're really, really excited about that. We're bringing in a lot of the Yo Cat Monkeys, or better known as Percussionists, are coming in, so keep your eyes on social media, man. We're really excited about this. An honor that they are welcoming us into their home, and so we can actually see how it's done. I know how it's been done. I'm 26 years with the band, with the group, I should say, and John Robinson's going to take care of the DW side. I'm going to take care of the LP side, so stay tuned. Hey, with that said, you know what, man? It takes a village. You know, Tony didn't do all this by himself. He had his guys around him to help him out. His right hand, his compadre that he's on the line right now, Sean Rodriguez. Guys, welcome back. You know, but I also want to take a couple seconds. I want to bring on my partner, my compadre, mi gente. And believe it or not, his name is Florentino Buenaventura. He's Filipino, as I thought you were Filipino, but he's a true Filipino, Tony. So I'm gonna have him come on and say hi to you, man. So Tony, say hi to the boys, gentlemen. Say hi to Florentino.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Florentino? How are you, man?
I'm doing good. I don't know about being Jackie's right hand. I don't know where that hand's been, but hey, you know, I'm here with him in the mix.
Trust me.
That's my brother. Like you guys are brothers, man. It was a pleasure to meet you guys. Beforehand, I got a chance to kind of jump into the board operation here. I don't usually do this very often, and this is fun, man. We're playing juggling guest, and it's been amazing. Really happy to hear that you were interacting with John and John, both Jonathan and JR, of course. They just they were really excited about being on, and I think the project that you're doing is amazing. My first concert ever, I'm dating myself back, but I seen the Jackson 5 in concert over in Sacramento, and I was just floored by that, and I had to be in the music business, and I don't know how that led to the radio, but hey, you know, we definitely we find our niches, we find our places, and we make our names known. And with that said, let's get some social media on you guys. How can they find out more about both your projects? And I guess John, you're in the studio right now, so hey man, let us know how all the listening audience can
yeah, man.
Check on you.
Definitely, bro. Well, first of all, man, Florentino, pleasure, and thank you guys for having us on. Definitely a pleasure, and we love for people to obviously to get to know the project and get to know our music, man. So what better way than by the help of you guys, man. So, but the easiest way to get to my stuff, man, is my website is janmusica.com, which is JEAN, spelled like Gene, musica.com. Right there, you can Instagram, music, videos, shows, all the info is right there, man. So. I even have the Unity stuff up there as well. So that's definitely the best way to get to my stuff. Tony, if you want to go ahead and give them the Unity
Florentino,
info.
thanks again, man, for having us. In terms of the Unity project, you guys can check out unitylatintribute.com. All the links to our social media is there. And then for me personally, everything is through tonysuccar.com. And then also all of my information is there. In terms of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and all that craziness.
Awesome, gentlemen. Well, Jackie, take it away because we got about 3.5 minutes left in this. I can't believe
it's done, man. I want to, Tino, thanks for joining, man. I'll talk to you on the break here itself, guys. Back to you for a quick second here. I'm going to ask you both this question. Tony, you answer it first. Sean, you can answer it second. I love this question, man, and it's a question my wife came up with. I want you to think for a second here. Where were you at the time you heard yourself on the radio for the very first time, and what song was it, and what were you feeling? Tony, tell me about that. Do you remember?
Yeah, actually, the first time it happened was with my Latin jazz record, which is like the first record I ever did, and it was actually my graduate recital. I wasn't expecting it ever to radio or anything like that, and it was on WLRN, which is a jazz station here in Miami, and I don't know how they picked up the album because it was. I don't know. It was like it's jazz, it's like Latin jazz and stuff. But they picked it up and they've been playing it till today. They really like this song, "Eye of the Hurricane," that I did. And I remember I was in the car. I was just driving, and I always listen to WLRN anyways because I'm a jazz lover, So to hear it, and they announced me, and it was like without me sending them anything, it was just great to see that they picked up the record and they played it, and they've been playing it ever since. So. It was pretty exciting, man. I was like, call everyone, call my mom and stuff.
John, how about you, brother?
Man, I was in Puerto Rico. My first album, which is titled On, came out in 2006 through Sony, BMG. And I remember I was in Puerto Rico doing radio promo out there, and the song was called Duele, which at the time when I heard it on the radio, it was crazy because they were. This is actually the way I heard it, which is even crazier. They were given a countdown. I don't remember exactly the radio station it was. They were given a countdown to song number 1. So I'm in the car with a group of people, and song number 1, like they announce it, and my song comes on. So I completely flipped because not only was it the first time I heard my song on the radio, but at that time it was like number 1 in that radio station. So it was crazy. So cool. It was a great feeling. When you been doing this all your life, to finally get that, conquer that and kind of like get to that step and milestone. It was a great feeling, man. I'll never forget it.
I remember my first time I ever heard myself on the road was with two good friends of mine, Henry Capono and Michael McDonald, on a song called "Same World," and I was at Newport Beach Fashion Island. I was sitting in the car and I was crying, man, because I couldn't believe, even though it wasn't my song, it was a song that I was on. With Tower Power Horns, with Jeff Porcaro, God bless his heart, with Steve Porcaro, God bless his heart, and my boys Third World, who I'm currently still working with, the Rastafarians. They call me the Pastafarian. So that's my story. Guys, as we're trailing off here, man, I thank you with open arms, man, for bringing this to, it's all about us. It's our responsibility as fellow musicians to keep this music business alive because we're losing venues left and right. We're losing partners left and right, man. So, as I said again to everything, my 3 favorite words. The first 3 words are don't steal music. Pay for it, people. We're not doing this for our health. Yep. And the last part of it, I always say in all my broadcasts, the magic words are, man, is peace through music, brothers. And I thank you so much for gracing Jackie's Groove. And if you know anybody that could benefit from Jackie's Groove, send me an email, man. I'd like to get them on. So with that said, guys, we're trailing off. There's that music. Once again, guys, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Say goodbye to Tony Succar and John Rodriguez. And we'll be back right after this break with Ray Green from Santana, my next guest. Guys, thank you so much, man. God bless you guys. And much love, and we'll talk offline. Don't go anywhere, people. We'll be right back.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much, John. Thanks,
much love.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at which.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, WICH. Which.com.